Your ideas are very practical for the new world. Very modern, fresh ideas. Love them. They're practical because, again, your awareness of technology and AI definitely helps you have this vision. But the part that I love the most, you're not trying to kick out the police. You're not trying to go to one extreme or the other. You are building a bridge between multiple political parties. Like I probably am closer to a technocrat than I am anything, which I'm not really politically inclined, but you've got a nice balance of what some would call a liberal. You have some very conservative approaches too, and you have some technocratic views too, but they all come together in this wonderfully complementary, common sense approach to solving problems. I dig it. And I don't know if this is even a real question, but where did your political ideology come from?
That's a good question, actually. And I appreciate you saying that. I think a lot of it just came from personal experiences and conversations I've had with residents. I've always been sort of a systems thinker and have a proclivity to lean more into solutions than I do just, trying to rationalize a problem. And so, when I think about these changes, it's funny that you said it's radical, some of them, because I often think about it as like, it would be radical to not do these things,
I agree.
Given the landscape, right? And so, I ultimately just want to be a really thoughtful steward of what we would inherit. And I think that means putting my personal beliefs aside, not using the office to be all about me, right? But focus on the collective, trying to hone in on policies that we can agree on. I think we just come back from years and years of so much divisiveness and trying to pull people apart, that if you had a candidate that was just trying to be thoughtful about what you say, thoughtful about how your words can impact others, and trying to be explicit about wanting to find consensus and being a bridge builder, that would be a useful thing to have in 2027.
I'm called the world's mayor. And if I gave you the power to enact one global law regarding smart cities, a standard every city on earth had to meet, that you were going to model out of Tampa, what would that law be?
That is a very great question I want to think about for a bit. I think almost certainly it would have something to do with civil liberties and data protection, just establishing the ethical guardrails for this technology. So whatever the impacts of it are, it's not happening in the dark. I really think there are a lot of opportunities for technology to scale efficiency and to create meaningful progress and meaningful change in the lives of residents. But I know that technology isn't for everybody. My parents, my dad in particular, isn't a big, tech guy, right? They've always thought it's kind of big brother looking over everything. And I can't say I blame them. We're coming from two different generations. And so whether or not cities decide to lean into the tech opportunities will be up to the residents to choose. But if they do, I think it should be really, really clear what the rules of engagement are, so that there are no surprises and nobody's being taken advantage of.
Beautiful. Now, there's a 19-year-old listening right now who is angry at the world but feels powerless. They think voting doesn't matter. What do you say to them to get them to join #Team Tampa?
Okay.